There are some core differences in mindset between an entrepreneur and employee, and it's critical that you understand these differences in order for you to succeed in your journey as an entrepreneur. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Pascal, and this video I'm going to go over these differences in some particular areas, which are time, money, problems, dreams, and struggle. Now, these concepts I learned from a guy named Anik Singhal in his latest book called Escape. I actually have a copy here. So if you're serious about going through your journey as an employee to an entrepreneur, I think this is a must-read book. I actually got this book for free. I only paid shipping when he was doing the launch sometime, I think it was in August last year. So I was lucky to find a deal, but I think he still has some free copies. So if you're interested in getting a copy, then I'm gonna put a link below where you'll be able to take advantage of this deal, right? So let's go into the details, guys. So the first concept where employees and entrepreneurs see things differently is the concept of time, right? So we can all agree that we have like 24 hours in our days, right? But the main difference is going to be how we utilize these 24 hours. Now, the employee breaks his time in two parts. So there is what he calls their time, which is the time that he spends at work, working like a job, right? So you go for a job for like 8 hours a day, and the time that you spend there actually selling your time is what he refers to as their time. And then there's what he calls my time. And this is what he does when he gets out of work. Let's say, for example, you finish your day job and then you go back home. So what the person with the employee mindset usually does is go ahead and turns on the TV. He probably has some Netflix series that he needs to watch, or maybe he's going to hang out at the happy hour or hang out at some friend's house. So basically, this time is where he's spending it on, I don't know if I would say his well-being, but he's taking care of himself, right? So this is the second portion of the how he breaks out his time, right? Now, the difference with the entrepreneur is that the entrepreneur understands that time is a scarce resource and he needs to invest it, right? And the way he invests it is by, for example, if you take the same example of someone who works a full-time job, right? And then after the 8 hours at a job and they get back home, so what they do is they probably spend some time with their wife and their kids. So he takes the kids to bed, and then he invest his time in either building his online business, right? Or he's learning a skill, any skill that would be useful for him in his business. It could be a technical skill, it could be improving his mindset, it could be like personal development training also that he does. So this is how the entrepreneur invests his spare time, because he knows that this investment is going to bear fruits like in the future. Okay. Now, the second aspect is money. Now, we can all agree that we all need money for a living, right? I mean, all of us, we have to pay for the roof on our head. We have to put money on the table. We have to send kids to school. I mean, money is a necessary resource, and it seems like we need more and more of it every single day, right? Now, the difference between the employee and the entrepreneur with regards to money, it's extremely important, and you should get this different, guys. I mean, this is what is going to make the big difference. Now, the employee, the way he views money is as a tool to allow him to acquire things that he needs for his survival. So basically, the guy who works like a full-time job, okay, so he sells his time for 8 hours a day, and then at the end of the month, he gets a check, right? So, but what does the employee, what does the person with the employee mindset does with his check? So first thing is go ahead and pay his bill, or he pays any other financial obligation that he has. And what he does is, with the remaining money on his check, he goes to the shopping store and buys stuff that he needs for himself. I mean, some of them might even save some money, but the money they save is to be spent eventually in the future. And this is a critical thing to understand, guys, because the guy with the employee mindset is wired for instant gratification. I mean, they need to have they need to be satisfied now, right? They need to buy something to answer to a particular need or pain, right? But the difference with the entrepreneur, for example, the entrepreneur believes that money is a living thing that needs to be multiplied, right? So, I mean, he understands that money needs to be invested in order to be multiplied. So this is the core difference between the two. So what the person with the entrepreneur mindset would do, like, he might go ahead and pay his bills, but with the remaining money, he will do a couple of things. One of the things he can do is he would invest in himself, like either as, I don't know, it could be a business course, or it could be a personal development course. It could be anything that's related to help him grow as an entrepreneur or a businessman. So this is the so let's take, for example, you have like $1,000 available. I mean, the guy with the employee mindset would think twice, 3 times before taking this $1,000 and investing in a course for himself, either in business or whatever. But he wouldn't hesitate, for example, to go to the store and buy a $1,000 TV set, because he's gonna take this TV set, putting it in the living room, sit down on the couch and start watching his whatever series or whatever things he wants to watch. So this is instant gratification. The entrepreneur mindset understand that by investing this $1,000 in himself, either in whatever course, it could be a business course or it could be a personal development course, he knows that this is an investment that will bear fruit in the future, because with this investment, he will be able to generate even more money in the future. So this is the difference with regards to money. Now, the third one is problems. I mean, this is an interesting one, because people with the employee mindset, so basically they try to avoid problems, because problems is something that gets on their way for I don't know, feeling good, or so basically the more problems they have, the more difficult things are for them. So they actually reject problems. But the person with the entrepreneur mindset, they see problems differently, because they understand that when they get a problem, the problem is actually an opportunity for them to learn, for them to actually grow or create something. So when a person with the entrepreneur mindset gets faced with a problem, the first thing they do is they own the problem, right? The second thing is they go into problem solving mode. So they take the problem and they break it down in small, manageable pieces, and then go ahead and solve each of these small pieces until they reach their goal. They solve the complete problems. And a lot of times, solving a problem has created, I don't know, breakthrough inventions. I mean, you can search online, you will see that most big inventions have resulted from a problem that someone owned and decided to solve, right? So this is problems. Now, in terms of dreams, I mean, I think we all have dreams, right? I mean, since we were kids, we're all dreaming of something, whether, I mean, what you wanted to achieve or what you wanted to be as a grown-up. But as time passed and as we grow up, then the intensity for these dreams start to diminish because you realize how difficult it is to achieve those dreams, right? So the person with the employee mindset actually, so the difference is they actually, the way they think about dreams is, okay, so I'll think about my dream when I get some money or when I get a raise. So basically they're depending on some external factor to allow them to, I mean, to give them permission to dream. I mean, this is crazy, right? And it happens to all of us. But the difference with the entrepreneur is they cannot live without dreams. I mean, dreams is something that actually drives them, and they think that it's their right to achieve. So they actually live their dreams because this is what has them wake up in the morning and go ahead and take action for them to achieve. Sorry guys. And there's also the concept of their why, right? I mean, the why of the person with the employee mindset is kind of weak, because why do they wake up every morning and go to work and spend 8 times a day in a job? So it's basically to be able to get the money and then pay their bills, and it's basically it, right? So their why is pretty limited, where the person with the entrepreneur mindset has, I mean, they're focusing on making a big impact. They want they want to create change, and this is a big why. Their why is bigger, much bigger than themselves. So this is the main difference between the entrepreneur and the employee in terms of dreams. And the last one is struggles, right? Struggle, I mean, we all have struggles, right? I mean, struggles are the same as problems, and we all have them. So basically we should just embrace them, okay? But the problem is that the person with the employee mindset believes that in order for them to have a comfortable life, they don't want to have any struggle. I mean, having no struggle equals having a happy life. But the person with the entrepreneur mindset believes that struggle is actually an opportunity for them to grow. And because they know that as they struggle and they keep taking action through their struggle, they know that they're working on their growth muscle, right? And so it's actually a challenge for them to be able to to go through the struggle and reach their goals. So guys, these are the main things, the main core differences between employee and entrepreneur. And it's critical that you understand these if you're going through your journey from an employee to an entrepreneur like I am. So I hope you got some value in this video. If you did, then I'd appreciate if you go ahead and then smash that like button. Also, click on the subscribe button so you can be notified when I release some new content. And that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next video.